New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
All right, top of the morning to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for joining us here today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. You put it in a book like The Wealth Choice, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, and we absolutely will find it. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified global financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. The book that I wrote, guys, is The Study of Black Wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if. But if you do, I recommend that you study wealthy people. Book by simply going to the website theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. You pick up your copy today. I think we got about 6 hard copies left, and that will be it as far as our book. So you got 6 chances left to actually get the physical book in your hand. Other than that, we do have the ebook available and audio book available as well. Also on the theblackbillionairesclub.com, you'll find a tab that says store. At the store, we do have other Black author books. We have book bags, all this good stuff from Black folk. That you can actually support your own by shopping there, okay? We got books for your kids. It's going to introduce them to business, introduce them to credit, introduce them to insurance, introduce them into investing. We're doing our best to make sure it's available to you. It's just you got to go get it. And that's the thing. That's the thing when it comes to our people. I'm going to keep pressing upon it every day I get the chance to talk. Every day I get a chance to breathe on this God-given earth is that you must go get it. Everybody put God, so go get it. You must go get it. It's available. We got access. Got access we never had access before. I'm saying we've overcome a lot of barriers as a group of people, as a race of people. But here's the thing that we got to overcome ourselves. We must go get it. And I want to let you know that it is available. That it is available. Also at that website, you'll find a tab that says join the club. If you want to connect with brothers and sisters who are serious about building wealth, building business while we build ourselves, join the Black Billionaires Club today. You have an opportunity to do that. It's your decision at the end of the day. Today, we're going to continue our journey into The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. The Success Secrets of Black Millionaires, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. Everybody put in console, I choose wealth. I choose wealth. We're going to continue our journey into the 5th law of wealth, the 5th law, and of course, we'll do a quick recap on the first 4 laws, and then we'll get into the 5th law here today. While you guys are connecting, hit the like button, the share button. Let us know where you're connecting from as well. Hit the heart button. Anything you can do to make the internet go crazy, because we got Black people reading this morning, 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. Let us know where you're connecting from. What city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country. We're broadcasting on Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube across the World Wide Web. We're going global today, and we don't know just how far our reach is here this morning. Now, we're broadcasting from our virtual studio here in Decatur, Georgia, and so we are touching you right through your smartphone, right through your laptop, right through your PC, right from the comforts of our studios here in Decatur, Georgia. Rep your city right now. And while you guys are typing, I'm going to let you know about our sponsors who will help to make this thing come true. Reading Rainbow 2.0. Well, shout out to the Black Bazaar, the Afrocentric Marketplace, which specializes in Afrocentric home decor, personal care products, also Black art-inspired gifts. You can shop at the Black Bazaar by simply going to the website www.theblackbazaar.com. Blackberry Charisma, a Black woman-owned business who specializes in custom crafts and also super dope lingerie. You can shop black with that woman by simply going to her website, www.blackberrycharisma.com. Another brother who's got a business to be able to help you to start your business or expand what you currently do. This brother here has written a book called Hustler Books. And he says, hey, if you buy this book, I'm also going to give you a free consultation to help to make your dreams come true. Shop black with this brother by simply going to hustlerbooks.com. And then last but not least, the sister, the big sis who helps me do everything that I do. All right, helps do everything I do from this digital age. If you need to upgrade, you realize you still do a business like it's 1999. And you need to upgrade in this digital age for your commercials, for your website, for your trailers, for your flyers, all that stuff. Well, I'm powered. All right. My brand is powered by Big Sis Media. Shop black with this woman by simply going to bigsismediagroup.com, bigsismediagroup.com. What's going on, man? I choose wealth. I choose wealth. Mr. Marcus in the house over here on Instagram. What's going on, brother Ryan out of Huntsville, Alabama, has joined us here today, this morning on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's catch up here on the Facebooker and the YouTuber. That's right, man. Sydney Mealy, good morning to you, brother. Thanks so much for joining. Miss Yvette Goodrich, always showing your support out of Boston, Massachusetts. Tyrese Lewis in the house. Miss Mankins Golden in the house. Good morning to you. BBC is representing here this morning. Miss Vivian Reed, good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Queen. Miss Antoinette Ross is a boss, has joined us here as well. Grand rising to you, Queen. Thanks so much for joining us. I got mine. You better get yours. Everybody, you got to go get it. You must go get it. You must go get it. Miss Lisa Tyler, I choose wealth. Good grand rising to you, Queen. Mr. Wilhelm Watt, thanks so much for joining us. I choose wealth. Miss Jennifer Alwano is in the house. Chicago is representing us here this morning. Atlanta, Georgia, Toledo, Ohio. I choose wealth. Now, we're going to continue our journey into the fifth law of wealth. Let's do a quick recap on the first four laws of wealth. The wealth from the Wealth Choice, written by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. You can find this book at www.denniskimbro.com. The first law of wealth simply says this: wealth begins in the mind and it ends in the purse. Wealth begins in the mind and it ends in the purse. The second law of wealth says this: decide now that you will not be poor. Decide now that you will not be poor. The third law of wealth says this: it's the faith law, to believe in yourself when no one else will. Believe in yourself when no one else will. And the fourth law that we picked up, the fourth law of wealth says this: to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. Now, what do we pick up on those first four laws? Number one, that if it begins in the mind, we must be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Many of us have developed a poverty consciousness, victim consciousness, all these things. Well, we begin to develop a wealth consciousness by being intentional about who we hang around, what we watch, what we read, and also what we say. Right? Wealth begins in the mind. And we realize as we begin to empty our pockets to fill our mind, that later we can empty our mind to fill our bank account. The second part says this: it says, hey, now that you begin to develop this wealth consciousness, now you simply have to decide to be wealthy. You simply have to decide to walk away from everything that's got to do with poverty. It's a decision that you make. And it's an informed decision because now you know the difference, because you have begun to understand these things or these laws of wealth, and now you can make an informed or an educated decision. Third, it says, hey, now that you made this decision to walk away and walk towards prosperity or the land flowing with milk and honey, now you got to believe. You got to believe that you can achieve it. You got to believe and start dreaming bigger and higher than you ever dreamt before. You might have used to have $100 consciousness. Now you got $1 million consciousness. You got to believe. And then the fourth part talks about this, says, hey, now that you've developed your wealth consciousness, now that you made a decision, now that you're starting to believe in the goodness of the Lord, now you got to find your niche and stay in your lane. Find your niche and stay in your lane. There's wealth in every industry, every avenue of life that has somebody, if not quite a few people, that have got wealthy in that particular industry. Find your niche and stay in your lane. Be true to your brand, whatever that may be. Now let's continue into the fifth law of wealth. Good morning to you, Ralph Figure. Say, I will not be poor. I will not be poor. Miss Teresa Gilliard, thanks so much for joining us today on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. The fifth law of wealth, how may I serve thee? It's all about service. How may I serve thee? How the fifth law of wealth built a monument. The New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's read. In 1983, four fraternity brothers sat around a cluttered kitchen table debating the finer points of what was thought to be an improbable idea, whether a black man would ever be memorialized in the nation's capital. Over the next 3 decades, the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha, to which that black man, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., belonged, battled government commissions over location and design, kicked in $4 million in good faith money, and led a public campaign to justify why King deserved a place in the most revered section of the National Mall. Just when it appeared as if the project would collapse, a beacon of hope broke through the clutter. In 1996, United States House of Representatives passed Joint Resolution 70, giving the fraternity the green light to build the memorial. All the fraternity was overjoyed. Congress still doubted that the organization could complete the project. As one member who was close to the negotiations recalled, they were saying, here's the plan, here's the site, now go raise $120 million. Or you're going to be the folks who failed. Your credibility is on the line. Watching from the sidelines with checkbook in hand were executives from General Motors. Moved by the idea of a memorial to Dr. King, the automotive giant promised $10 million if the fraternity could identify someone to spearhead the project. The task fell to Houston, Texas attorney and businessman Harry E. Johnson. Despite a preacher's zeal and a personal charm, the project that Johnson and his colleagues initially thought would take no more than 18 months lasted nearly a decade. Once in place, Johnson leaned on the practices and skill set that enabled him to develop several million-dollar businesses across the country. He quickly put to rest any debate as to why King deserved his place among America's most esteemed leaders. We don't build memorials to men, Johnson explained to his critics. We build monuments for the ideals they shared. I was 8 years old when Dr. King gave his idea, I Have a Dream speech. As a child, he taught me that anybody can lead because anyone can serve. Anyone can lead because anyone can serve. Next, Johnson quickly galvanized the team and set out to attract major corporate sponsors. He rallied VIPs around the potential site, stood for interviews, shook hands, and forged partnerships. For nearly 10 years, before the first shovel of dirt was lifted, Johnson pushed and pitched, all in an effort to sell the memorial. When you're starting off, Johnson pointed out, and you've approached corporations or individuals and you mentioned, hey, we really need your help, the response sometimes resembles, yeah, right, come back later. Those are the moments when you begin to think, all right, nobody really believes this is going to fly. But I never went in asking for a handout. 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 My entire approach centered on making a difference as well as promoting Dr. King's values. I told each donor that their support was a gift to the world. King was more than an African American, he was a global citizen. Or when you must convince a potential donor that Dr. King deserves a spot on the mall, Johnson continued, when you've got to convince people, it's really disheartening. This should not be a hard sell, but corporate convincing was an integral part of the campaign. Thankfully, Johnson weathered all of the initial complaints, from the selection of a Chinese sculptor to the depiction of the image to the accuracy of Dr. King's quotes. Eventually, he pulled in sizable donations from Boeing and Ford and Tommy Hilfiger, Coca-Cola, and ExxonMobil. The logos of 89 companies and foundations are prominently displayed on the project's website, and $1 million contributors are listed on a donor wall. But Johnson worked just as tirelessly to receive small checks from average Americans across the country. When millions of people visit the King Memorial, they will see listed the names of multi-billion-dollar corporations, but they will also see the names of churches that sacrifice funds for something that is bigger than their local congregation and community. The King Monument, Johnson explains, was financed by average men and women, black and white, who felt compelled to give a $70 gift. On October 16, 2011, as the world watched the national memorial to the iconic civil rights leader 48 years after King delivered his I Have a Dream speech was dedicated. The historic monument was the pinnacle of Harry Johnson's decade-long effort. Over the course of time, millions of visitors will reflect on the controversial likeness of a man, his legacy, and the significance of the first non-president and first African-American immortalized on the National Mall. But ironically, most probably won't know who built it. They will find little about the pivotal role played by the Black fraternity for which King was a member. The organization is more than a century old, but largely unknown to those outside of the Black race. However, this matters little to the man who made it all possible, to the individual who stood motionless at the base of the site, soaking in this once-in-a-lifetime experience. When asked how this day came to fruition, Johnson took a moment or two to set the record straight. I can now report that it wasn't Johnson's fundraising skills or corporate contacts that played a major role, nor was it the team effort between Johnson and his beloved fraternity. Far from it. In his words, Johnson revealed the force behind the fifth law of wealth. At those very moments, when I contemplated throwing in the towel and allowing someone else to handle the headaches, I thought about Dr. King. I mean, here was a man who, when given a choice, didn't think twice. For my and future generations, here was an individual who chose to endure the beatings, undergo the headache, undergo the hardship, turn a cheek to degradation, put up with indecency, tolerate the inequities, and withstand the oppression in order that I could possibly enjoy a better life. The least I can do is to try and make a difference. The least that I can do is to try to make a difference. Everybody put in the console, I will try. Here we are in Black History Month. Here we are reading the book, The Wealth Choice, is talking about success of Black millionaires. Here we have a guy who went through a 10-year-long process to help bring this memorialization of Dr. King to fruition at the National Mall. He said, the least I could do, as I thought about Dr. King, as I thought about my ancestors, the least I could do is try. The least I could do is try. The least I could do is try to make a difference, to try to leave this world in a better condition than I found it. I owe it to Dr. King to continue to struggle forward. Of all the questions asked by those who dare to walk under the banner of millionaire, only a handful stand above the rest. How will you serve your fellow man? How will you add value? How will you serve your fellow man? How will you add value? Give me 1 second. How will you add value? So I want you to think about that for right now for just a second as we move into the second piece of our reading here today. You have an opportunity today. And tomorrow's not promised, yesterday's gone. Today is the day that you have an opportunity to add value. Today is the day that you have an opportunity to figure out how you are going to serve your fellow man. How will you add value to the lives of others today? Understanding that as you give more, you receive more. Give more value, you get more in return. How will you add value to the lives of others today? That moves us from a place of being selfish to a place of being selfless. So when you hear me say, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper, I'm just simply saying, I'm doing all I can, or I'm trying to figure out a way. Maybe I'm not doing all I can. Maybe I can do more. I don't know. But I'm trying to add value to your life. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Marcus. I'm trying to add value to your life, Miss Channy B. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Todd Mills. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Darren. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mrs. Reed. I'm trying to add value to your life, Brother Amari. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Voice. I'm trying to, Mr. Watt. I'm trying to add value to your life, Miss Gardner. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Lewis. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mrs. George. I'm trying to add value to your life, Ms. Goodridge. I'm trying to add value to your life, Mr. Mealy. I'm trying to add value to your life, Ms. Almanor. How will you serve your fellow man? And how will you add value to the lives of others? Chance of a lifetime. Chance of a lifetime. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's keep reading. Have you ever considered the possibility of thinking in different directions? Think about how you could create something new in your business or in your chosen vocation. Remember, nothing is done to perfection. Nothing is final or complete. Regardless of what you desire, if it is in the realm of reality, you can obtain it through imagination and creativity and apply it to your line of work. Today, throughout the field of enterprise, nothing is being done the way it can be or will be done in the future. Change is the norm. The status quo is dull, boring, and obsolete. If you are to join the Millionaires Club, you'll be forced to add value. Everybody put in console, add value. You will be forced to add value. That is, thinking in different, bold, and unique ways. If you are to join the multimillionaires or the millionaires or the billionaires club, you will be forced to add value. And that's exactly what happens in the Black Billionaires Club. You basically are forced to add value because you're around a whole bunch of other people. That's all they do is look to add value. If you are to join the Millionaires Club, if you are to join that space of financial elite, you will be forced to add value because people pay for the stuff that they kind of value. And that means thinking different. That means being bold. That means it being unique or thinking in unique ways. What I found is that many people are not comfortable being different. They're not comfortable being in their own skin, being the different person that just doesn't do and doesn't think and doesn't talk the way that everybody else talks. I found it very difficult. I think that's a challenge. I found it very difficult. Even in my own household, even in my own family. I like every time we got together for all of the traditional stuff. I was like, I don't want to watch TV with y'all all day. That's not. I want to talk about getting to this money. I want to talk about building this business. I was thinking different, and it felt funny. So I used to come back here in my little room and just be like, I don't want to be up there. They want to watch TV. That's not what I want to do. They don't want to do what I want to do. So I just have to separate myself, and I just had to deal with all of the stuff that they want to talk about. How I'm not a family person. Listen, I don't want to do that. Every time we get together. That's not what I wanted to do. Are you comfortable being different? Are you comfortable not following or not going with tradition? It's a challenge. Nearly 1 year ago in 2011, during entrepreneurship conference in the Bahamas, I shared the stage with Michael V. Roberts, the highly successful St. Louis-based real estate and hotel developer. Throughout our remarks, Mike and I intentionally emphasized the role that creativity and vision play is not only growing a business, but in snatching opportunity whenever it exists. Creativity and vision play not only growing a business, but in snatching opportunity whenever it exists. I've gotten good at snatching opportunity. I've gotten pretty good at seeing an opportunity and snatching it whenever it exists. Not one time, not sometime, all the time. Snatching opportunity when it exists. And here's the opposite of that. We got poor, passing over opportunity repeatedly. The rich people, the wealthy people, they snatch opportunity when it exists. The poor people, they pass over opportunity repeatedly. Same opportunity presented to both. Same opportunity presented to the rich person and the poor person at the same time. It says in the good book, it rains on the rich and poor alike. Let me say that again because y'all know I read that book once or twice. It says it rains on the poor and the rich alike. They both have the opportunity to get wet. Who has got the umbrella? It rains on the rich and poor alike. Very similar things happen to the poor-minded person and a rich-minded person. It's just the difference of how they react or how they act with the thing that's been presented to them. Now, here's what poor people say. I've never been presented with those opportunities, and that is a flat-out lie. They just never really saw them as opportunities. They saw them as problems. They saw them as obstacles. They saw them as stumbling blocks. They saw somebody trying to keep them from getting to somewhere they wanted to go. They saw them as roadblocks instead of opportunities. It's all about perspective, which is why developing the wealthy mindset is going to get you to a place where you begin to see opportunity for what it is, and you begin to snatch opportunity when it exists. And I want to tell you today, brothers and sisters, that there's a huge opportunity right now for you to get rich. There's a huge opportunity that's taking place right now with the greatest wealth transfer of our lifetime. And most of us are simply going to pass over opportunity again. Skepticism, procrastination. Once we concluded our presentation, the floor was opened up for Q&A. It wasn't long before a smartly dressed woman walked down the aisle and asked this question. Given the current recession and the depressing state of affairs, what can a small business person such as myself do? Since I relish the moments that I spend with the financial leader, I take every opportunity to soak up their insight and rich wisdom. This conference in the Bahamas was no exception. I quickly shifted my eyes in Mike's direction. His response did not disappoint. With regard to the process of sidestepping the routine and the status quo and adding value, his response quickly set the tone for the conference. For openers, Mike replied, the current economic state is not depressing. Interest rates are super low. Industries are being reinvented, and the housing market is wide open. Right here on this tiny island, your countrymen and women have launched social movements, learned new skills, and built billion-dollar enterprises. Trust me, the current recession will end, and each of us will be forced to answer this question. What did you do when the interest rates were at their lowest in 50 years? What did you do when technology was going through the roof? What did you do when corporations were fighting over talented employees? What did you do? And when society was searching for the next big thing? Great question to ask this morning. What you gonna do? That sounds like Hulk Hogan or something like that. What you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do, sister? What are you going to do? Interest rate is an all-time low. Technology is going through the roof as it is right now. Then this book was written about 5 years ago. I don't know. It's still happening today. Corporations are fighting over talented employees. Still happening today. Society is searching for the next big thing. My question to you is, what are you going to do? I admonish you, Mike continued, not to answer those questions like the average individual, who will be forced to say, I spent my time whining and waiting and worrying and wishing and complaining, because that seems to be the norm. We still live in a world that's filled with opportunity. In fact, we have more than an opportunity. We have an obligation to spend our time doing great things, to find ideas that matter and to share them, to push ourselves and the people around us to demonstrate gratitude, insight, and inspiration, to take risk and not only make our world better, but make it amazing. Are these crazy times? You bet. Stop thinking about how crazy times are and start thinking about what the crazy times demand. There's never been a worse time for business as usual. Business as usual is sure to fail, sure to disappoint, sure to numb our dreams. The marketplace is searching for something exciting, something to feel passionate about, something to connect to. Those of us who live in the more enlightened part of the world are so fortunate. There's an entire world crying out for our gifts, our ideas, and our endless products and services. You get to make a choice. You can remake that choice every day. In fact, it's never too late to choose optimism, to choose action, and to choose excellence. Let me read this again. Are these crazy times? You bet. So stop thinking about how crazy the times are and start thinking about what the crazy times demand. There's never been a worse time for business as usual. Business as usual is sure to fail. We've seen it over and over and over again. Those companies or those businesses that fail to evolve become extinct because they think they can keep just doing business how they always been doing business, and how they always do business is what's going to lead them to being no more in business. It's sure to disappoint, sure to numb our dreams. The marketplace is searching for something exciting, something to feel passionate about, something to connect to. Those of us who are living the more enlightened part of the world are so fortunate. There's an entire world crying out for our gifts, crying out for our ideas, and crying out for our endless products and services. But here's the thing. You get to make a choice. You can remake that choice every day that you wake. In fact, it's never too late to choose optimism, to choose action, and to choose excellence. Optimism, action, and excellence. I suggest that you heed the words of Mike Roberts and become a person of deep value. Take stock of yourself. What is the special mark that only you can inscribe? That's my question for you today. What is the special mark on this world, in this society, in this economy, or your community, in your household? What is the special mark that only you can inscribe? To walk among the Black elite, those who have earned seven-figure incomes, remember, wealth is not an amount, but a habit, an act, and an attitude. Wealth is not an amount. It's a habit, thing that they do each and every day. They just do it consistently. It's a habit, it's an act, and it's an attitude. Wealth is not an amount. It's a habit, it's an act, and it's an attitude. If you expect to become an important figure in this world of commerce, I suggest that you devote yourself to the idea that anything can be improved. If you envy and admire your employer, his or her independence, financial power, freedom from restraint, it will pay you to inquire as to the methods by which he or she rose to this position. Perhaps you will discover that the ascent to financial well-being began when this wealth creator committed himself or herself to do the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, and with the right people. In short, to be a problem solver and not a problem. To do what needed to be done, never waiting to be told what to do. Let me repeat that again. If you envy and admire your employer for his or her independence, their financial power, and freedom from restraint, it will pay you to inquire as to the methods by which he or she rose to this position. Perhaps you will discover that the ascent to financial well-being began when this wealth creator committed. Everybody put in console, I'm committed. When this wealth creator committed himself or herself to do what? To do the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, and with the right people. To do the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, and with the right people. Committed to do the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, and with the right people. For those that have not committed or not made a decision to join the Black Billionaires Club, here's my question to you. We get down to this last part. Are you doing it the right thing, at the right time, in the right way, but most importantly, are you doing it with the right people? See, I believe that you're probably doing the right thing. You're doing what you can. You're doing the right thing. You're probably in your lane. I'm going to believe that you're doing it at the right time. Sometimes a little late, sometimes a little early, but I'm going to believe that you're doing it at the right time. I'm also going to believe that you're the type of person that does it the right way. But here's my question. Are you doing it with the right people? Your net worth is determined by your network. Are you doing it with the right people? How many of you guys have been in a situation in your life where you are doing the right thing? You were doing it at the right time. You was doing it in the right way, but you were doing it with the wrong people. Those people were holding you back. Those people were bringing negativity into your life. Those people were doubting. Those people had no belief and had no faith. You find yourself, hustling backwards because you are doing the right thing. You are doing it at the right time. You're actually doing it in the right way, but you happen to be doing it with the wrong people. And we've been there, right? Because we started to level up. We started to say, man, let me bring Pookie and Nene and Ray with me. Let me bring them with me. But they ain't got the right attitude. They don't have the right mentality. We try to bring them, because we want them to come up. We try to drag them along with us, but they're dragging us back. Every time I take a step forward, they pull me right back on in. Every time I try to get out the hood pulls me right back on in. I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing it at the right time. I see opportunity. I'm doing it in the right way. But I find myself, now that I really think about it, I've been doing it with the wrong people. That's why we invite you to join the Black Billionaires Club, so you can get around the right people. In short, to be a problem solver and not a problem. To do what needs to be done. Never waiting. Everybody put in console, never wait. Never waiting to be told what to do. This is the difference between a leader and a follower. A leader is never waiting. A leader sees what needs to be done, and they just simply go do it. They'll ask for forgiveness later. They didn't need to ask for permission. A follower is waiting to be told what to do. Never waiting. You want to join the class of the financial elite. You become the problem solver, and you never be the problem. When they come into the organization or whatever organization you're a part of, when they start picking that thing apart, trying to figure out why this thing isn't doing it the way it should be doing, it should never point to you. You should never be the problem in your group, in your organization, at your church, or whatever it is that you're a part of, in your sorority or fraternity, whatever it is. You should never be the problem. Let that fall on somebody else. Then it says, do what needs to be done. You see an issue, you go take care of it. You don't have to have 15 meetings to say, okay, we needed to turn the light on. No, the light was off. It was dark. Let's turn the light on. I'm going to be the person that turns the light on. All this other stuff y'all talking about don't mean nothing. We can't see. Let's turn the light on. Do what needs to be done. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait to be told to do it. Simple Simon stuff. The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro. Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. As I've stated, if you want to be wealthy, you study wealthy people. You read wealthy stuff. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share something that you learned today. We don't do this just to do this. We do this to make a difference. We do this to make an impact. We do this to serve you. I might be doing the reading. This might be your audiobook. Nonetheless, I'm simply asking you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Your time is the most precious asset that you have. We understand that we've just exchanged time together and we want it to be mutually beneficial, but we also want it to be an appreciative type of time that you've got way more value than the time in which you have invested with us here today. And then you start moving to this place called equity. You start moving to this place called wealth because you begin to always consider your time as an investment and you want to get as much as you can for it. And hopefully you got a lot out of today. Now, I know I talk much faster than you type, so I'll give you an opportunity to type your feedback in the comments below. While you guys are doing it, I want to let you guys know what's coming up. Tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Black Woman Wednesday, our feature presentation to honor all the sisters that are out there making it do what it do, your Black girl magic. Make sure you tune in tonight at 8 p.m. We want to honor you. We want to uplift you. We want to encourage you. And we just simply want to say thank you. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think that's all we got today. Now, of course, you can decide to participate in your own profit and your progress. And you can do that a couple ways. Hopefully, you hit the like button, share button, all that good stuff, because you are your brother's keeper, you are your sister's keeper. Hopefully, you take the decision and say, "Hey, I want to get on this. I want to keep moving along with this train. I want to exchange something." You can do that a couple ways. You can say, "Hey, I want to become a supporter of the ERGJ Enterprises page." You can do that. That's $5 a month to help us build the school. We want to teach your children early what we learn late. I'm commissioned to build a school, and that is what I'm going to do. Hopefully with you and not without you. Second, you might say, well, hey, $5, that's cool, but I got way more value than $5. What else can I do? Well, you can join the Black Billionaires Club. That's $50 a month. Right there, we're going to teach you how to get rich. We're going to teach you how to build wealth. We're going to teach you how to build that business if that's what you want to do. And you may just come and say because you want to support. You want to be a part of something, even if you don't want to necessarily grow something yourself. So check us out at theblackbillionairesclub.com. We have a max cap of membership at $250. Hopefully you're a part of that membership. If not, we'll come back for you. Let's catch up on these comments, man. Shandy B said, thank you. Yes, this is worth my time. Absolutely. Let's catch up on here over here. Say, yes, learning to make an impact, right? Drop the dead weight and handle your business, right? Wealth is a habit, right? Do it right. Action, time, people. Take action now. Mr. Bernard said, man, your network determines your net worth is confirmation of what I already knew. I stopped reaching out to my family to get on board because they were always negative or thinking small. Thanks, man. Never wanted to be told to solve your problem. Take action immediately. Wealth is an act, a habit, and an attitude. Yes, because I definitely need to be around the right people building wealth. Mr. Mealy, yes, well worth my time, but this is my daily ground. I'm learning that I can only take like-minded people with me, and we need to stay in our lane. Let's build. Thank you, Black women. Absolutely great value here this morning. This is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read 30 minutes a day to keep broke and stupid away. Reading Rainbow 2.0 in honor of our good brother, Mr. LeVar Burton, here in Black History Month. I'm your host, ERGJ, certified global financial educator, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black